are back. Welcome back to Shit That's Just Life with your girl, with your sister, Cecil. It is Friday. It's beautiful. The sun is shining over here in Dallas, in my area. Christmas was very nice. I was able to get everyone a gift, so I feel great about that. I am ready to dive into episode 25. Today, on this lovely Friday, it will be story time, okay? We have a story. I'm excited. I have a story. 2 zodiac signs and place of birth of where they're from. One of them, I know for sure where they're from. The other one, I think this is where they're from. Okay, so we have a story. I'm excited about that. But you all, we are growing. We're here, episode 25. I know you're probably thinking, where is she at? She usually drops every 2 days. Where is she? I'm here. I didn't forget all about you guys. I've been moving. You know, my birthday is coming. So, I have a photo shoot that I have to prepare for. I have officially sold out all the Persevere shirts, even the last 4 that I had. We have officially sold the first round of the copper and navy blue Perseverance. Woo! Cheers and snaps and all that good stuff. So I'm excited. I am very much proud of myself for working like that, darling. But we will shake it up today because, like I said, it's story time, baby. I will be the one reading the story, of course. So you all tie your shoes, make sure you're not tripping. And just the whole point of the story, of the ending here, I, your life coach, will give you a little advice on just how I would have maybe navigated. And or also, we're going to hear the perseverance of this journey, the moments of persistency. We're going to hear a lot. I'm excited, okay? I'm looking for all that good stuff. I don't even know if we're going to hear it, okay? But I do know this story will have perseverance because, the person is still here. So we know they persevered. Okay, so I am excited about the story. Story time Friday with your girl. All right. No Shit That's Life show of the week for today. Today is just story time. I'm excited to bring the story to you guys, to my audience. You'll be able to comment. Leave your concerns, your questions. If you got any for me, your girl, you'll be able to comment and leave it for me. All right, we're going to get started now. Time to get ready. And let's go. Okay, story time. Okay, so our zodiac signs for the story of today, we have a Pisces, female, crystal. We have a borderline Cancer, Leo. So have Leo, have Cancer. July Leo, of course. So July Leo, July Cancer, borderline. Mark. So Mark and Crystal met. Mark was the age of 21. Crystal was the age of 25. Around this time, specifically, they met in Kansas City, Missouri, where they're from. Born and raised. Okay? So, today, Mark and Crystal are in the ages of 50. 55 and 51, maybe. But, I just know they're far apart. There you go. Crystal and Mark. Let's get started to the story here, folks. Crystal and Mark, the Pisces and the borderline Cancer, we'll call them. So we have Crystal that was a single doll, a Pisces, of course. single doll that connected with Mark at the age of, I don't know. They don't have that part of the story. But I do know they officially got together, officially tied the knot when Crystal was 25. Mark was 21 at the time. So, what made this arrangement come so fast? How these two ended up cohabitating together? Crystal finds out that she's pregnant at the age of 25. She informs Mark, hey, I'm pregnant. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I'm pregnant. I'm nervous. Mark says, you know what? I'm going to marry you. I'm going to do the right thing. All I do know is once I, do insert my seed into another woman, I'm going to marry her. That's the procedure that I've only saw so far in my life. So, you do the manly thing, you got to pick up the manly responsibility. So there you go. Mark picks up the manly responsibility. Mark decides to propose to Crystal. Mark asks Crystal to marry him. Crystal says yes. Now, before I go deep into this story, I need to stop here. It is very important that I stop here and start to give you a little piece of information of each and one of these people. So, they're young at the moment. Before I ruin anything, they're young. They're 21 and they're 25. Remember the age, because I will. So, they are young at the time. Fun fact, Mark is doing some things on the side that Mark shouldn't be doing. So, Mark has dibbled and dabbled, and has a trick up his sleeve that he has not yet shared with Crystal. And he has already asked her to propose. He's already proposed to her. He's already asked, hey, would you marry me? He's already headed that route, at least. So, especially once they found out that Crystal was pregnant. So, Crystal also has something going on her end. But it's nothing like what Mark has going on. Now, with Crystal, fun fact about her, Crystal has a nice little secret that she has not yet opened up to Mark about. I'll let you sit on the edge of your seat and guess what that secret is. Because we're going to get right back to it. All right. So Mark and Crystal decides to get married. They're like, okay, we have a child. It's best that we marry each other and just get through. At some point, Crystal admits that she lied about the pregnancy. And Mark was able to get past that red flag. Mark said, hey, you know what? I've been through worse. It's fine. You're not really pregnant. All right, it's fine. We'll just stay married. I still love you. I really do still have love for you. I really probably was actually going to marry you even if you didn't become pregnant, So Mark was just like, leave everything as is. Now, I know what you're probably thinking, and we can stop there. I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably thinking, what the heck, Mark? What the heck? Yeah, I was thinking that too. What was going on in your life to make you ever want to consider such a deal? So, we'll get back to it. Mark then finds out, like I stated, that Crystal was lying about pregnancy. And he continues to stay married to Crystal for almost 15 years. Now, we start to grow. Mark starts to grow. Crystal starts to grow. the world starts to grow. Lifetime starts to pass. And what was going on, that thing that Mark had up his sleeve, that's what I call it, the thing. The thing that Mark had up his sleeve was now slowly coming down. So Mark gets in trouble. Major trouble. I'm talking big trouble by the police, by the feds, real trouble. Mark is at the age of 39, 38 at this time. And Mark is just like, okay, I am well aware that this could have happened. Mark is preparing for the consequences at this point. Now, during this mistrial, during this unfortunate mishap, Mrs. Crystal had no idea that Mark had some bad dealings going on the side. And basically felt bamboozled when the feds, the police, start coming after both of them, or just coming after her man, her husband. So she was a little confused, like, what is going on? Mark explains what was going on. Mark explains, you are not in this. This is only me. This has nothing to do with you. I kept you out of things just to kind of keep you out of things, literally. So Mark says once he expressed that, he kind of felt like, all right, maybe we should have had, once I expressed that this is why I kept you out of things, Mark kind of felt like, all right, babe has me. I explained to her what's going on. Babe got my back. I kept babe out of the loop for a reason. And hopefully babe understands that reason. Babe got me. So with that being said, Mark ended up having to go in. Mark gets his time. I think time had to be 8 to 10 at the moment. And Mark is preparing mentally. He's preparing physically to face his consequences. Okay? So after Mark faces his consequences, and I won't even say after, within 1 year that Mark is sitting in jail facing his consequences, Crystal sends divorce papers. She was like, I can't do this. I just cannot. And Mark was very hurt. And I know that you're probably thinking right here in this moment, what you mean he was hurt? Yes, Mark was hurt. I was a little confused too. Was a little convicted myself. Mark, how are you hurt? But I took a moment. I can see why Mark is hurt. If we step out and think of it from a different perspective. Mark was hurt because Mark knew you lied, I lied. Shit happens. Shit, that's just life. Okay? You lied about something major. I lied about something major. All right, we can get past it. But it's unfortunate, Mark, if you are listening, when you do tune in and hear your story being told, it doesn't work like that. Babe, shit, that's just life. And it doesn't even work like that. Right? So Mark really felt betrayed just getting those divorce papers within a year. Like, wow, a year? All right, that shows a lot. So, with this story wrapping up here soon, you guys. So, Mark gets the divorce paper within a year. Not only does Mark sign the papers, he is very respectful of the process. He later encounters marriage photos of bridal showers and all that good stuff from Crystal. Crystal sends photos of herself just getting married, blossoming through life with the next person to Mark while he's down, while he's trying to have his chin out, chest up moment and truly just persevere through this. This is what she does. You're like, just great. Kick my boy while he's down, why don't you? I know that's what you guys are thinking. I'm thinking the same. So that's what happened. She ends up sending, those little pictures while Mark is just trying to serve his time and persevere. Mark ended up persevering, of course. Mark is out. Mark has now turned his life around, doing better for himself. And Mrs. Crystal, yes, she has tried to reach out to Mark. She has. She also, I think, may have extra children now at this point. I think like two other children now at this point, maybe. But that was the story for today. 'Cause shit, that's just life. And that was the chin up, chest out story, you guys. We want to recap for 1 second here, because there's so much that I have to say. I just needed to share the story first before I can share the comments on my concerns or my thoughts. So first thing first that I will say, for this to work, or if this just happens in the future, I know that you were probably thinking, Mark, don't let your left hand know what your right hand's doing in that moment. But I can truly say, Mark. A lie is a lie. And I get it. I really get that you're thinking, or I know you had the thought of, dang, I did you wrong, you did me wrong, why couldn't we stick it together? Well, I've had this conversation with Mark, and Mark was just kind of letting me know that Mark, growing up, seen a different lifestyle, seen what together looks like, never seen his parents separated, stuck through things. And what I want to say to you right here on this pod, Mark, is although you've seen that dynamic, you just don't know what really kept that dynamic. You get what I'm saying? You don't know if that dynamic was forced. Truly. Meaning, you don't know if somebody was just like, you know what? I'm just going to try my best. Or, you know what? I don't really want to look for no one else. Like, they could be settling. Truly. Not even being funny. They could be happy. And they could be settling. So, it's just like, I think of it like, if you can think of good, you can think of the bad. So, no need to start off a relationship feeling like you're already settling. And you guys were starting off the relationship feeling like you had to settle. Like, oh, she lied? I lied? Well, I guess we both lied. Shit, I guess we just gonna have to just settle here and fix it. That's kind of how it felt. Like, you guys literally each other didn't know your worth. Like, okay, although she lied about this and you have this under your belt, it doesn't give her the right to lie, or just, it shouldn't give you guys the right to feel comfortable about that lie just because you have your own secrets, your own skeletons. You get what I'm saying? So that the fact that you guys started off a relationship like that and was okay with it is where I would say seek therapy. No, but truly is where I would say step back and try to get to know yourself, because that's where your self-worth was questioned. Like, okay, so you fell for that? All right. 15 years? All right. It's fine. No judgment. We're just listening here. Okay. But that was the story, you guys. This was an interesting story. Chin up, chest out. He was able to persevere. She was able to persevere. But the chin up, chest out part of this all was that you guys both knew that you were going into this relationship a lie. And you had your chin up and your chest out. And you went anyway. You guys were like, you know what? Let's just try it anyway. Fuck, let's just try it anyway. So I commend you for this, at least trying. But I would say, well, you can't say you didn't see the storm coming when it was already thunder, lightning, etc. outside. there was thunder and lightning outside. You can't say you didn't see the storm coming. But that is just life. Shit. You know, life is about experiences. Life is about growing. Mark is no longer in touch with Crystal. Crystal is no longer in touch with Mark. They can say hi and bye, but Mark has truly took time to get to know himself. Mark was not perfect. Crystal is not perfect, but they both know for sure they wasn't going to be perfect together. All right. So them just knowing, hey, I'm not perfect by myself. I'm not perfect by myself, but we're darn sure ain't perfect together. So let's just not do it. And you want to find somebody where you can connect a little bit better and you feel like, oh, this may feel like a little perfect. Even though things are not always perfect. It just feels that way. So I would definitely recommend that anyone that's listening, God forbid, if you're ever seeing those red flags, please stop painting them purple. If you ever feel like you're going through something that's like a chin up, chest out situation, step back. See if it's worth it. Really, you reevaluate your situation and see if everything is worth it before you invest 15 years. But shit, that's just life. And that is our story time. And this here was episode 25. We are growing every day, okay? I love speaking to you guys. You guys love listening to me. This Friday has been lovely, okay? You all, shit, that's just life. There's nothing more else for me to say. That story was storying. It is over my head. But to the Pisces, to the borderline Cancer, thank you for sharing your story with me, with your girl. And we are out. It's episode 25, y'all. Shit, that's just life. Bye.